I feel like the football world is a really great microcosm for life, because like through sports, like I think this is why like sports films do really well and sports shows do really well, because they're a really great way to like there are just incredible stakes in it, and so whatever we go through in life, I feel like you can also see it replicated in sports. And so, you know, like the disappointments are extra crushing if you've lost that final to a last minute goal, and how you build yourself back up in that locker room.
And through sports, you can overcome obstacles. You can show that and showcase that. I think in a platform like that, you know, I think also hard work, discipline.
Una de las cosas que celebro del programa es que habla sobre la salud mental centrada en el fútbol, de lo cual pocas veces se habla en alguna serie. ¿Qué tan importante creen que es tocar este tipo de temas en un programa como Ted Lasso?
It is the most important. You know, mental health is one of them taboo subjects that we all go through, and no one likes to talk about. You know, so the fact that like Ted Lasso was shedding light on it was a wonderful thing, and I for one have received messages from people, you know, on social media, telling me that, you know, their mental health was improved just a little bit, or maybe a lot, you know, by the show, and that was like that, you know, struck me. You know, struck a chord with me.
Everybody has a relationship with their mental health. Like it's not. I think for me, like one of the things you think of when you hear mental health is, you know, people who are like really seriously suffering with anxiety or depression. But like I think one of the important things that the show brings up is that everybody has a relationship with it, and it's an important thing to just check in on, in the same way that, you know, you check in on your physical health. And I think that's part of the heart of the show, because, you know, on the surface, it's a comedy show about this American dude who comes over and doesn't understand football. But when you dig a little deeper under the surface, like it's a show about human beings and all the stuff that they struggle with, their self-identity, like, you know, all that trauma that they've like grown up with and how that informs who they are. And so yeah, I've loved having an opportunity to shed light on that and to kind of demystify it a bit. And hopefully through, you know, the second season especially, and now the third season, we can be at a place where people can talk more freely about it and it can be a bit more commonplace.
Of course, 100%.
Creo que Ted Lasso no solo habla de fútbol, habla sobre la vida y lo que pasa en ella, las alegrías y los éxitos, pero también de los obstáculos y las decepciones. ¿Cómo perciben ustedes esto?
In sports, it shows a vulnerable side of human beings. It shows them when they're at their most emotional, most heightened, most afraid, most amped, whatever you want to call it.
Cristo, ¿qué tanto ha cambiado tu vida y tu carrera después de Ted Lasso? ¿Qué viene para ti después de este proyecto?
I'm grateful to be part of Ted Lasso. It definitely has opened me more doors, and I'm also a filmmaker, so I'm trying to create new projects, create and tell new stories, and I'm learning from the masters, you know, like right now, I always say that right now we're seeing the huge success of Ted Lasso, but if you think about the moment where it all started, it's like a whole journey of almost 10 years, and it's hard work, discipline, what we were talking about, and I hope Ted Lasso opens me the doors to be able to pitch my projects and develop new stuff, and yeah, I mean, also Brett, Nick, they're all creating new shows, new things, and I just hope we can be there.
Esta es la tercera y última temporada. ¿Cómo se sienten? ¿Hay un sentimiento de tristeza o alegría o una mezcla de ambos?
I think it is definitely a mix of both. It's a bit bittersweet. It's always sad to let something go if this is the end, because, you know, who knows what happens with the Ted Lasso story. This is definitely the end of the story that Jason and Brendan and Joe wanted to tell when they started off, but now that the show's grown into something else, who knows where it could go. But it's definitely bittersweet. You know, I love working with these guys and, you know, our wider team. And but that being said, you know, like the show has grown us all now. We can go forward and do whatever else it is that we want to do with the rest of our lives.
Comment on what you said. I'm also, I don't know about you guys, I'm very excited. We worked very hard on it. You know, we put in the hours on the field and off the field, and, you know, it's just an exciting time for me, especially.
And like, especially thinking about growth, like we were all little baby chihuahuas when we started, and now we're full-grown, you know, greyhounds, and it feels great. So I've loved the journey.
From chihuahuas to greyhounds.
Yeah.